Hello geeks and gamers, Matt Lemke here with Free Gamer Goggles, and today we have another figure forge for you. In this figure forge we are going to build the Scourge from the one sprue of the Scourge from the two-player starter from Hawk Wargames for Dropzone Commander. This battle group, or this sprue, I believe is going to go together a lot faster than the last one we attacked, because it seems like there's less pieces. Of course, it is missing the infantry. The infantry are just little dudes you put on bases. I'm toying with the idea of whether I'm going to magnetize them and stuff like that for transport. So anyway, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start with the big piece, or I should say the more complicated piece, because all these other pieces will filter in and out of here as we go. And now this is kind of important in your step. It's important to note that when you do this, well, I'm going to have to zoom in so you can see much better. About to there. When you do this, it's important to note that this is the outside with these, we'll call them exhaust ports, and this nose fin piece goes to the front of the model. Oh, and yeah, that's not glued in there yet. So these pieces here go to the inside. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue those on first. Then and they don't go in here like one might think. They go on the outside. Like this piece wedges in here and in there like that. Now I'm doing this way rather than assembling these pieces first, because I think it's going to be a lot easier to hold the base of the model. Maybe we'll do one each way so you can see my difficulties. In fact, doing it that way is going to be a good idea. Now I can set this guy aside over here and let him dry. I can start working on this piece, which is the opposite side. Now it's also important to note on this model that they go in a set way. They don't go in like that or like that. They go in a set way. I had to figure it out before. Here. Maybe that's the wrong side. There, like that. So you've got your exhaust port on the top on this one, and the lines for the fins point out. So when it's done, it'll look like that. Now there's a little piece of burr right there. I'm going to take the time to file that off because I'm not a fan of filling my models with epoxy when I don't have to. A little too much glue in there. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to start filling in these pieces parts here. Now it's important to note on these pieces parts that I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on camera or not. There's like little lines here, here, and here. Those go up on the model. That's how you can tell that you've got the pieces going in the right place. And one goes there, one goes there, and one goes in the bottom. So we're going to start with the bottom one, since I got glue drying on the top one. Just a little drip. Then we move to the middle one. See if it fits first. I found that if you cut these off or file them off, they fit a little bit better. That glue came out fast. And the last one. Well, heck, I'm not sure now, because this is different than in the model. I'm going this way. I'll show you here in a second what I'm looking at. Alright, I've got the fin sides down, just like I said I was going to. You see the lines there. But you really don't see, oh, that ribbing there. But there's not lines here. Let me show you on this piece here. Those lines go to the outside, the ribs go to the front, but I don't see this ribbing on my piece. So maybe I did do it backwards, but if you flip it over, you have decorative lines. Now the question is, does it matter? Probably not. But for consistency's sake, I'm going to go with these, and I'm going to bust that piece off and put the ribbing to the front, because my ribbing is in the back there. So I'm gonna see if I can find another piece that puts the ribbing to the front, and I'm gonna glue it in there. Sure enough, there's at least one more piece that does it. And then we're going to move on to the last piece, which again we're going to put that ribbing to the front of the model. Now, hindsight being 2020, you're going to want to put them together before they're on the model, or only do one wing on the model, because my finger's not going to fit in there too well. So I'm going to start on the bottom. Not to mention, the bottom piece is pretty difficult to do. If you've assembled the body already. I got a piece of fuzz in there. Great. There. And we'll move up to the middle one. And I'm putting it in there upside down. At least upside down from the way I assembled the model. I would recommend tweezers for this at home. I'm no good with them. And the last piece. Wow. It ended up all the way across the table. And this is why you check to see if the piece fits first. Because it's a little tight and I'm having to force it. I really don't want to do that. See, some of my super glue ran down into the model. I don't like when that happens, but sometimes that's what happens. So now we're going to assemble the other side, the other wing. Fin, whatever you want to call it. It goes in there like that. to set it aside. Let it bond. I'm going to move to the first. Oops, I forgot one piece. And again, it does go on a certain way. It's just in there like that. A little bit of glue here in the corner. And that side there. Pull that piece of hair off there. Now I'm going to set this up. Now the tank that we're going to do first is the Reaper. Both of these tanks are actually really easy. We're going to cruise right through these. I may have over-cleaned this piece when I grabbed it because it doesn't seem to want to do the handy-dandy little up and down portion. So I'm just going to glue this one flat by putting a little drop of glue in there. That's it. Now, for you diehards out there, you can easily put a magnet in there. I'm not going to do that because I will lose it. I have found in my time of miniature gaming, magnets are not worth the effort. But if you do that, you can have multiples of hunters or reapers that you can swap in and out if there's a way to buy those pieces. And again, here's the reaper. Give it a little bit of life. These tanks actually kind of remind me of Tron. There, I'm gonna tip it that way. Give it some action. Now, they're done. How simple is that? 19 minutes into the video and you've almost got one sprue done. This is the hardest piece, which, gosh, you know, how often are you gonna look at the bottom of your model? You don't even have to do it technically. Putting this up here a little bit, just like this, with a knife. A little bit of glue. The APC. Like that. Done model. Sorry about that. Only thing left on this model is to put it on its base. Oh, take that back. This is such a snug fit. You don't even need to glue it. I would imagine eventually it would wear down. If you're a die-hard painter, you're probably not going to glue it right away. I am, otherwise it might disappear in my household. Just one little drip of glue. I say drip because a drop is too big. So in 21 minutes, you managed to assemble 1/3 of the Scourge models in the Dropzone Commander starter, so about an hour. Probably less than an hour, because most of the time was on this, and once you figure out your first one, you're just going to blow through it. These are nothing. You could probably assemble all 3 sprues of the tanks and the carrier in less than 10 minutes with cleanup. Thanks for watching. This has been a Figure Forge on Dropzone Commander's 2-player starter set, the Scourge 1 sprue, which is about a third of the army. Thanks for watching again, and have a good day. If you're watching on a vlog and you want to keep up with us, just click on any social media links on the right hand side of your screen.